Hi and welcome to yet another new episode of Cooking with Aleena. Let me take this opportunity to wish you all a very happy Independence Day. Phirni or rice pudding is a traditional Indian dessert made with rice, milk, cardamom powder and saffron. This dessert is popular among every Indian household. I thought of sharing this recipe with you today because it always takes me back to my memories as a kid when my mom would make this for me and my brother after we come back from Independence Day celebrations in school. So let me show you a recipe for this and let's get started now.
We're going to start off by making the rice into a paste. For this, I've taken around 4 tablespoons of raw basmati rice and soaked it in water for half an hour. Now I'm going to blend it using 1 to 2 tablespoons of water. I don't want to make it into a fine paste. I want the consistency to be slightly coarse. I'll show you how. In a blender, I've taken the soaked rice. Now to this, I'm going to add around 2 tablespoons of water. If necessary, I'll add around 1 tablespoon more. I'm going to make sure that the paste is not too watery or too runny. So I'll start off by adding 1 to 2 tablespoons of water, pulse it and add more water only if I think it's necessary. So right now I added like 1.5 tablespoons of water and I'm going to add more if necessary. So this is the consistency you should look for. It should not be very fine paste, but it should be coarse. So now let's go ahead and start with our preparation. So I have around 1 liter of milk in a pot and I'm going to bring this to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, I'm then going to add in the rice paste. So I'm going to let the flame remain on medium high and wait for it to come to a boil. Now that my milk is coming to a boil, I'm going to lower the heat and I'm going to add the rice paste and mix it in. Now that I added the rice paste to the milk, I'm going to continuously keep stirring it, otherwise the mixture is going to get lumpy and that's something that we don't want here. It's going to take some time for it to get thick in consistency, but I'm telling you, the patience is totally worth it. So just be a little patient and keep stirring it around, making sure that nothing sticks to the bottom. Now if you notice, I've changed my pot because it was not a thick bottom vessel. Make sure you use a thick bottom vessel. The thing is, actually it's a new pot and I did not realize that it was not thick enough to take the heat. So I started off with that, but anyway, it's better late than never, right? Now I'm just going to continuously keep mixing it till the mixture gets nice and thick and creamy. So once you notice a slightly thick consistency like this, it's now time to add some sweet and condensed milk. Now for this recipe, I'm using only sweet and condensed milk instead of sugar because I'm not using whole milk or full fat milk. So the condensed milk will do the job of giving that extra creaminess to my dish. I've used around like 250 grams of condensed milk. I'm going to check for the sweetness. Now I personally don't like it very sweet, so I'll add like less quantity of the condensed milk. But if you like it very sweet, then by all means you can add in some more. Once the mixture gets a little more thick, I'm going to add in some cardamom powder and give it a good mix. I want that beautiful saffron color. So for that, I'm going to add like a few strands of saffron. And now notice the magic that happens with the color. I'm now going to add in a few drops of rose water. If you don't have rose water, you can always use rose essence. But remember, rose essence is very potent. A little goes a long way. So make sure you just use like a few drops of the rose essence. But if you're using rose water, you can use around half teaspoon of rose water. Look at that gorgeous saffron color. Doesn't it look so creamy and so yummy? At this point, check for the sweetness. Once it gets a little more thick, it's very difficult to add in more sweetness. So I think at this point is the perfect time to check for the sweetness. I think I can add like 1 more tablespoon of condensed milk. So I'm just going to add a little more. Now that my Phirni has come together, all creamy and yummy, I'm going to add like a few flakes of almonds. Not much, just a little, because I'm going to use like some more almonds and pistachios for garnishing later. So just a little bit of almonds. I'm going to turn off the heat. I'm going to serve this in these beautiful clay bowls. You can serve it in ceramic bowls as well. But the thing with clay pots is that it gives this added earthy flavor to my dish. So I'm going to serve it now. Look at that color. Doesn't it look so beautiful and so yummy? It smells amazing too. So creamy, so yummy. I'm already drooling. The Phirni looks very yummy just like this, but I'm going to add some more yumminess by adding like a few chopped pistachios and some almonds. And for that extra color and extra flavor, a few strands of saffron.
The toughest part about this dessert is the waiting time for it to cool down. Well, now that the waiting time is over, let's give this a try. It's so creamy and yummy. You'll fall in love with it from the very first bite you take. Added to it, the earthiness from this earthen pot is making this amazing. You have to give this recipe a try today. Do give this recipe a try and I promise you will not be disappointed. Here's wishing you a very happy Independence Day once again. Jai Hind.